now we get bearings and seals and hubs.
Yeah, hubs, brakes,
Yep.
all that fun stuff.
All right, so moving back to the back, as you can see, we have parking brake cables coming out of our ears. And unfortunately, maybe only one of them is right. Still not entirely sure what our issue is, but it seems at least that this Dana 70 HD is probably an early square body model, like in the 70s. And what it wants is this style of parking brake cable with these plates. But anything you look up comes up with this. It seems to me like these don't exist in the configuration that we need because they weren't the same back then. You know, in the 70s, you'd have a cable that came up each frame rail, where the late model square bodies, it came from that backing plate across with the axle, and they came together right here. And then you had one cable coming up this frame rail. So what we were trying to do doesn't seem to exist, at least, you know, in cables you can buy. The only ones you can get with these plates are short, which makes sense because you'd had a cable coming up each side again. So what we're thinking about doing now, we thought about just kind of reconfiguring this to the old school cables, but we think we can cut this little tack. That's the only thing holding this crimp is a little tack here. I think we can cut that, spread this, get these plates off of this, basically trash this cable. And then we can take one of these long ones that will cross over with the axle like it's supposed to, and we'll just shave one side of this until it falls off and crimp that dude on here. Basically make a new style cable into an old style, but longer. All right, now we got that. Hopefully we can just pry this open with a screwdriver. It's a pretty solid crimp. So this hole not only has to be big enough for this little nub, but it also has to be big enough to get the spring through there. So we're gonna have to drill it out so the spring will go in, and then we're gonna have to split a little washer and tack it back into this hole so the spring can have something to butt against. Because that's what stops the spring whenever you apply the parking brake, is it's coming up against the back of this and squishing that spring like that. There we go. It's touching. Yeah, I think it's got it. All right, well, I'm not sure if it's a good plan, but the plan is we're gonna tack this, just a little small tack, and as fast as we can, we're gonna get it out of the vise, dunk it in that bucket. So we don't wanna melt this rubber or plastic outer shell or casing or whatever. You ready?
Ready.
All right. Well, here goes nothing. What's the verdict?
Golden.
Sweet. All right. Now we just have to weld our little tiny washer on here. So we found this little washer. I'm not sure if that's number 10 or what, but it just happens to fit this hole perfectly. Hopefully you guys can see that. It couldn't have got any better. So it's not going to be butted up in the back, and we're just going to weld it there flush. Yeah, looks like everything's the right way. All right. Looks almost factory.
Brand new.
It's a little boogered up. It doesn't look horrible, but since this was galvanized or zinc coated, we're gonna have to brush it off and shoot some paint on it now. All right, well, I guess we're gonna start with the fronts. Our hubs here all cleaned up, rust free. So we got to drive in races, and we got all of our parts here. Give y'all some part numbers. That's 382A. That's a race, I think. And the bearing that goes with that is 387AS. And then, let's see. That's inner, right?
Yeah, this is inner.
And then you got set 38.
And that set 38, that's your bearing and your race.
Yeah, this was both. So that's what we got. Hopefully that's all right. And then our seal is 415960.
To it. All right, let's get this other rear hub put together. And gotta start with our outer brace and bearing. Alright, got the outers in, now we can do the inner and inner seal. Putting a little assembly lube in there just so when you're spinning this hub, setting your torque on your hub nut. This has got some lubrication. Using assembly lube, that way, you know, it'll kind of dissolve in with the oil rather than some people that use grease. We don't feel like that's a very good idea, but I could be wrong, may not matter, but we just decided to go this route. One 500-pound drum. Whew. $200. We sure that ring's in there?
I don't know. I wouldn't swear to anything. There we go. Well, maybe. Yeah, it's gotta be good.
Yeah.
That's good. try to cut it. Springs are not easy to cut. You think like right here?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty close.
Yeah, see, nothing to it.
Yeah, nothing to it.
That's easy.
6 hours later.
Cut the spring. Probably good.
Probably good.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so torque to 50, loosen, retorque to 50, back off just enough to free the bearing, and install lock washer, then outer lock nut, torque to 160 minimum. Okay, that's loose. So now just torque again to 50. Okay, it's 50.
All right.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah, that's it right there. Right there.
Got it?
Yep. All right, so I think we're to pretty much the last step here. We've just got to get these front calipers and brakes put on, and then I think we'll be ready for tires and wheels, the part that we've all been waiting for. So let's get this done, and so we can see what it looks like. Let's see what that come out. There we go. Might need a little persuasion on this one. All right. Little blue Loctite on this sucker. This is one thing you probably don't want falling out.
Nothing to it.
Easy peasy. Moment we've all been waiting for.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, buddy. Beautiful. More on. Yeah, it's looking good. Better every minute.
Yep. In case y'all are curious, we did break down and get these wheels blasted and
Powder coated.
powder coated, thank you. And these are the Toyo M55. This is a commercial dually tire. So Should have a lot of miles in them. And they are 235, 85, 16s of course. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't get old.
No, it don't. It's all she wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Thing of beauty.
Yeah, that's the big payoff right there. So we may have been a little overly optimistic when we started this episode, but we got it in our minds. We wanted this thing on tires before we ended it. And now we are, what, 4 or 5 weekends into it?
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
finally done.
We definitely shot ourselves in the foot on this deal, but it's worth the payoff.
Yeah, yeah, it looks awesome. It feels good to have it to this point.
Yeah, this to me is like, this is where you can actually tell that we're going back together. We got a truck.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I see when I see this. So definitely exciting to be at this point. And now it can only get better from here.
Yep.
But that's going to do it for this episode, finally. But we appreciate y'all watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. And if you're not a subscriber, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And we appreciate all the support, everybody that's sticking with us. So we'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks for watching.